The Frandor Shopping Center has been a hub of Lansing's retail scene for more than 60 years. The second shopping center ever created in Michigan, the opening of Frandor in 1954 sparked investments all around it. With the shopping center acting as the catalyst, developers created a prominent area that is now commonly called Frandor. The shopping center stimulated investments in retail and commercial area projects. It even spurred construction of the US 127 highway at its west boundary. That massive spurt of development around the original shopping center, its retail buildings, parking lots, and access roads, brought challenges to what is known as the Montgomery Drain. Lands in the service area that once had been open fields, a golf course, and woods became 80% covered in asphalt, concrete, and buildings. Urbanization intensifies the flow of stormwater and increases flashiness of the river, which is defined as rapid and more extreme changes in the river level. This change in land use increases the amount of pollution generated, and the flashiness accelerates movement of the pollution flowing into the Red Cedar River, what the Clean Water Act calls non-point source pollution. Flashiness can also cause the river to have a wider channel with a lower base flow. Flashiness causes erosion along the outer banks of the river, making them unstable. This leads to rivers becoming much more urbanized over the years, with an increasingly wider channel that in turn causes the water to move much slower and at a lower level of base flow in the river. This can be extremely detrimental to fish spawning activities and create significant sediment loading and deposition in the river.
We have to somehow put something between the source of the water, where it falls because of rain or snowmelt, and the receiving body of water. In this case, it would be rivers, lakes, or streams. And rain gardens and constructed wetlands act as that in-between place where you catch it, clean it, and then send it further on its way.
The former executive director of the Mid-Michigan Environmental Action Council, Julie Powers, devoted 5 years to monitoring the health of the Red Cedar River. Her team of volunteers regularly monitored the Red Cedar and other streams in mid-Michigan.
But what we found over especially the last 5 years, is a degradation of the quality of the water here just downstream from the Montgomery Drain. Now we monitor up and downstream of the Montgomery Drain, so we can get a sense of what it looks like coming out from, well, at this point, 35 miles. And then we monitor, 300, 400 yards downstream. And what we see is that it goes from being fair to good on a scale that's set up by the state, and it drops into what I like to jokingly call troll, but it's poor to bad. It means that we're not finding a diversity of macroinvertebrates. We're not finding, we're only finding really insensitive macroinvertebrates that are really resistant to pollution. I can also tell you personally, because I have monitored downstream of the Montgomery Drain for 5 years, I've stood in the river when the rain comes and it pours down, and I've stood there because I'm following the protocol and I can't move, I can't leave, I can't go anywhere, and I'm standing there in crystal clear water, and then what happens is it turns orange and brown, and then my legs start to sting. I've had chemical burns 3 times on my legs from monitoring the Red Cedar River because of what comes out of the Montgomery Drain. It's pure pollution.
Historically, the solution to pollution was dilution. It was considered acceptable to spread polluted water through a larger volume of water and move it downstream. Even now, localized stormwater is managed by piping, detaining, and moving untreated water into the river. The Montgomery Drain sends 50,000 to 75,000 pounds of pollution to the Red Cedar River each year. But the Ingham County Drain Commissioner has pioneered an approach that mimics natural processes using engineered wetlands, bioswales, and rain gardens. Wetlands are Mother Nature's way of managing and cleaning water. Just a mile from the Montgomery Drain is the Tollgate Drain, an area just east of the Groesbeck Golf Course. The Drain Commissioner was tasked with addressing a major pollution issue. With just 1 inch of water in the neighborhood, tens of thousands of gallons of raw sewage and stormwater was mixed and dumped into the river. The challenge was to separate the stormwater from the sewage and then manage and clean the stormwater. The answer was creation of a 20-acre wetland system, which collects excess water, purifies and aerates it naturally with a series of streams and ponds. The ponds are processing and holding areas for the water, where it evaporates, transevaporates, and is used to irrigate the golf course. The constructed wetland costs far less to build and maintain than a network of pumps, reservoirs, and chemical purification. A side benefit of the project is the addition of a quiet sanctuary to the middle of an urban residential neighborhood. The Tower Gardens neighborhood, located north of Lake Lansing Road in East Lansing and Meridian Township, was plagued by regular flooding. Housing density ruled out creating an engineered wetland like Tollgate, so the solution was to manage stormwater flow with a series of low-cost rain gardens and bioswales.
It is the byproduct of allowing water to do its natural thing, soak through some medium and come out the other end clean. In this case, rain gardens are engineered gardens with vegetation in them, made of a special mixture of soil so that the water, polluted, can run through them, and the soil acts as a filter to clean out the impurities in the water.
Like engineered wetlands, the system of rain gardens and bioswales alleviates flooding while improving neighborhood aesthetics. Low-impact designs saved money on this project as well.
Rain gardens in constructed wetlands act as that in-between place where you catch it, clean it, and then send it further on its way. But low-impact design elements such as constructed wetlands and rain gardens work so well that it reduces the peak flow to almost the same flow it was when it was a wooded forest here. And they cost less money.
The lessons learned in fixing the stormwater control issues at the Tollgate and Tower Gardens drains will be applied on a massive scale to the Montgomery Drain. Proposed plans for this transformational project call for targeted, low-impact design that will treat 96% of storm events. This approach maximizes the use of existing infrastructure while adding storage capacity where needed. A water quality treatment train will also be constructed, consisting of various facilities including media filters, engineered biofiltration, and wetland treatment systems, which is projected to significantly reduce the tens of thousands of pounds of pollutants that move from the Montgomery Drain into the Red Cedar River every year. This will mean construction of rain gardens and bioswales retrofitted throughout the project area. A series of streams, waterfalls, and ponds stretching from Saginaw Street South to Kalamazoo Street will be used for water quality treatment, as well as replacement or repair of undersized pipes to extend the useful life of the existing system. The addition of underground storage and filtration capacity for excessive stormwater flows. Building drain access and maintenance paths, which can also serve as non-motorized trails for cycling, jogging, and walking through this naturalized area. Creation of native plant preservation areas, including replacement of trees at a projected ratio of 3 new trees to every tree removed for the drain project during the construction phase. Restoration of the fish habitat in the Red Cedar through a $427,000 Michigan DNR Aquatic Habitat Grant. Full compliance with educational requirements of the Clean Water Act, including kiosks explaining the environmental and engineering principles being used to restore the river. When finished, the Montgomery Drain project will be the largest urban environmental retrofit of its kind ever undertaken in the Midwest. In coordination with private and public development, the retrofit will be a catalyst for unifying the region through wildlife and habitat preservation, restoration of water quality in the Red Cedar River, integration of outdoor recreation, cultural opportunities, community and commercial activity, and environmental education. The Montgomery Drain retrofit. It's an innovative solution that will create an exciting public resource for the people of the Greater Lansing area by investing in infrastructure and cleaning the water. For more information, contact the Ingham County Drain Commissioner's Office and watch for public meetings regarding the project.